This time of year is my favorite time of year, and for so many reasons. I feel like my inner child comes alive when I first feel the air start to get a little bit colder. And for me, all of the work stress that I carry starts to come down to a close because my work shuts down for 2 weeks, which means this time of year is when all of the neglected games and nerdy hobbies finally get their moment to be embraced. And I just want to share all with you some of the things that I'm most looking forward to and most thankful for during this holiday season. So let's jump into it, guys. The first thing is really just the winter Steam sale. I mean, there are so many amazing games on sale. This is my favorite sale. Every single year, it's my favorite sale. I spend time building out different hypothetical wish lists and paring them down and reordering them and reconfiguring different pairings until I get the perfect checkout list. I end up starting with like 30 titles and then whittling my way down to like the 5 or 6 games that I really, really want. And actually, it's really cool because I'm fairly new to the Steam ecosystem, like 2 or 3 years in, and each winter sale, I finally gotten to the place now where I've acquired so many games over the last winter sales that my Steam library has matured in such a way that I got all the must-haves, all the classics, right? So this sale really gets to focus on what are the 5 or 6 games that I really, really, really want. And I've narrowed it down to a few that I think a lot of you can probably show some excitement for too. Is one being Expedition 33. Obviously, they did so good at the Game Awards, and for good reason. I'm really excited to get that game and honestly play it on my Steam Deck because as a dad and as a very busy business guy, playing games on the go really is just it's the future. At least for me, I don't see myself really sitting down at my PC very often, but the Steam Deck enables all the games that I like to get during the winter sale. So Expedition 33, definitely getting that one. I've been eyeballing Blueprints, and then a few other games like Dispatch as well. But essentially, I think some of the joy of the Steam sale is just the curiosity in aligning different games that you think you might want, seeing what's on sale, seeing what's the top trending games on, the Steam Deck list, etc. Just kind of creating the wish list is always a very fun experiment. And then you see kind of how many gift cards you get right during this holiday season, and that really determines what are you actually going to get. And so depending on what I get in terms of gift cards will ultimately determine which games I end up picking up. But really, really cool games this year, and a lot of the games that I'm getting are actually motivated and informed by the Game Awards, which I'm sure all of you have watched at this point. What a show that was. So many cool games coming out, so many amazing games being recognized for their talent. Like I said, Expedition 33 just sweeping the house, which is incredible because I love seeing the underdog win. And I hope, if more than anything, I hope that these big game companies get a really big wake-up call, right? It's more than just flashy graphics and just the crap that's coming out the last few years. Like, what the heck is going on with Call of Duty? But then you have Expedition 33 come in and just absolutely sweep. And that was amazing. I hope that inspires other game companies to return to original form because we desperately need that. I mean, obviously, this is the year for the little guys coming to the surface, and I love that so much. Now, obviously, there's other big ones too. Seeing what Larian dropped is crazy. I'm a huge Divinity Original Sin 2 fan. I have run that game so many freaking times. My favorite build of all time is running Lone Wolf as a Necromancer and then inviting a buddy to come play as well with a Lone Wolf perk as a Summoner. That combination is lethal for that game. So much replay value. I've even built a D&D campaign using their tabletop mode, which is just crazy. I still will boot up that game from time to time. It's got so much shelf life in that. So to see Larian drop a new trailer was insane. Now, obviously, the trailer was super graphic, and I've had some time to process my thoughts and opinions on that. The intense graphic nature of the game was pretty jarring. There was a lot of sexuality, a lot of gore, but for me, there was one thing that stood out more than anything, and it was the depiction of a child in the midst of all of that. Now, for me personally, I always like to do some reflection, and the theme that really came to the surface for me after watching that trailer like 3 or 4 times is the theme of loss of innocence. And honestly, seeing that child smile and engage and be excited by human sacrifice rituals was extremely off putting. I mean, obviously, that is the power of art, right? It is to provoke emotion. And I've never seen a trailer provoke me like that. I mean, the layers that you can unravel and the depictions that you can unravel watching that trailer, there's just so many things to talk through. But for me, the main theme of loss of innocence was a very powerful statement. And I think, if anything, it's setting up the theme of the game really well. So to kind of get the culture, but in a lot of ways, I feel like it also mirrors what is happening in the real world. We are living in a time where we're overstimulated, and we have so many people that have had this loss of innocence, right? Purity in and of itself is lost on our culture. And so I'm excited to see where this narrative goes from a game dev perspective. I have a lot of faith in Larian. They did great with Baldur's Gate 3. They did great with Divinity 1, great Divinity 2. So I'm very excited to see where this game goes. As I mentioned before, the temperature always is the launching point for me. It always is what kind of calls back those nostalgic memories. And a couple memories really come to the surface for me. One of them being the games that I've received as a kid. Like I said, this season always makes me feel very childlike, and I'm very thankful for that. I've been reflecting back on some of the gifts that I received during my childhood that have always been very impactful. One of them being the PSP, original PSP, and believe it or not, the Game Boy Color, the purple edition, and really spending these cold months as a child playing Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. What a cool game. And so I'm actually going to be going on a little trip back home in a couple of weeks, and I'm very excited because I'm going to be bringing with me just a couple of devices to meet my gaming needs. One being the Steam Deck, and two being the Trim UI Brick, which I would love to maybe play and replay actually the Oracle of Season game, just because I think it's a cool nostalgic memory for me. Now, I've also been reflecting on some of the gifts I've been giving over the last few years, and one of them, probably the most impactful, at least for the guy who received it, was giving my brother an Xbox 360 back in the day. What an amazing gift that was for him. In fact, it was really the memories that made that device so special. We spent so many nights playing Minecraft together and taking turns playing Skyrim that there's so many nostalgic memories baked into that device, and even baked into this time of year, which makes this time of year really just so beautiful and childlike, which is something I'm very, very thankful for. Now, this year, I ended up getting my brother, something that fits more into his personal life right now. I got him an emulator, a new set of gaming headphones, and a Steam gift card because he just picked up the Legion Go S with the Steam OS model. So he's gonna have a lot of fun kind of going through the Steam library and picking up some new games, as well as playing that little emulator on the go. So he'll have a really good time, and I hope that it provokes so many new childlike memories for him as well. Now, I did mention traveling with the Steam Deck, and you might be wondering what I'm currently playing. Right now I'm playing Persona 3 Reload, which is just a banger of a game. I love the mix of creature catching and mixing and breeding and dungeon crawling and the social simulator elements. All of it is a massive, beautiful blend of game mechanics, and the game itself is huge. I'm already at like 50 hours, and I think I'm still like in the first third of the game. There's so much to do. It's one of those big, massive games. I cleared Persona 4 Golden earlier this year, and that took just as equally as long. So I know that I have a lot of grinding to do to finish this game during this little holiday break. Another beautiful part of this time of year is the fact that I really do get to shut myself in. Like I said, I'm not working. I get 2 weeks off this time of year, and that means all the hobbies that I've been neglecting get to come back to center stage. And one of those hobbies, believe it or not, is working through some Lego sets that I've been collecting and just haven't had time to build. And the one that I'm most excited for this season is the Nintendo Game Boy Lego set. I picked this back up months ago, and I'm so excited to work through this. The build quality on this thing is just stupid amazing. I love the fact that the buttons can actually be pushed, and it actually has that rubbery feeling underneath the buttons that actually push back. It's actually crazy. I've never felt a Lego set like this. The D-pad actually clicks. The A and B buttons actually are able to be pushed in. It's crazy. And building those cartridges, the Legend of Zelda cartridge and the Mario cartridge, was so nostalgic. Those high gloss stickers, the whole thing was just absolutely amazing. I've been really enjoying building this set. It's been just really, really freaking fun. I've got a few other ones that I might try to bust out, but like I said, there's a lot of hobbies I gotta get through during these 2 weeks, and so I may not have time to do all of them, but I'm definitely gonna be finishing the Nintendo Game Boy this season. So yeah, that's really the beautiful part of this time of year for me. It's the childlike experience all over again. I get to be an inner child all over again because of all these hobbies are just so nostalgic for me. So yeah, that's kind of my reflection. I'm really thankful for this time of year to be a gamer, to be a nerd. And so yeah, I'm really curious to know, what are your hobbies that you're most excited for during this season? What gifts are you hoping to give, and what are you hoping to get? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, nerds. Really appreciate all the likes in the comments, and the support really means a lot to me. Check out the description. There's a cool bunch of little goodies in there that you should check out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Have a great holiday. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.